Alright, so the next thing I'm working on here is I'm pulling this pulley off this power steering pump. This bracket has to come off so that I can get to the water pump, and you have to remove this bracket and several lines. I'll show those lines. So I'm using a Cornwell RB5235. It's just a master power steering puller kit looking doodad like that. So I've got that installed on there. And once you get it busted loose, it's just a matter of turning this thing and getting that pulley off. Now, you can also probably not have to pull it off all the way. You can probably get away with just pulling it off a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and remove it and get it out of the way. So this is what that tool looks like. This is the puller function where this drives the middle out and this holds on to the pulley. It's a pretty robust little tool. I haven't been able to mess it up yet. Alright, so kind of give you an idea of what we got going on here. This EGR tube is kind of in the way a little bit, so I took this cooling bypass hose and I moved it up, and all this stuff is in the way. So you just have to get as much of that stuff out of the way as possible. Alright, so I got that bracket off, and these two bolts here were extremely tight. I had to get those with a breaker bar and then the impact driver. But these 15 millimeter nuts here, I don't even know if they're factory original or not. I don't know. They look kind of janky, but on this water pump, some of them are studs like this, and then some of them are bolts, and some of them are really long. So I'm kind of just putting them in onesie twosie at a time while I figure that out. Alright, so I got all the bolts out, and this is off, and I bent this hose out just enough so I can get it to come out. Get it past those studs, and then that's it. A water pump is born. It's in pretty bad shape too. Looks like the original one. Alright, so I've got it all cleaned up. I've always learned that you put the gasket on, but you don't glue the gasket to the engine, you glue the gasket to the part. So that's how I've got it set up right now. I've got some lube on the motor side, and the pump has silicone on it. Get this thing to go in, it'll be much better. There we go. This long one gets the stud in it. And this long one right here does not have a stud. We've got some short ones. One on the top. Two short ones on the bottom. The rest of them are just nuts. Always check your shaft after you tighten up some of them. Make sure that sucker's not getting binding. It's a nice breeze, isn't it? All right, that's it. Water pump's on.